Welcome to the 15th video in the Simblee for Mobile tutorial series. In this video we're going to demonstrate how to display data onto our phone. So I've got our final product already programmed in there to show you what it's going to look like as a teaser. So we'll open it and click on our Simblee device. And our phone is displaying an analog value being defined by an analog read of this potentiometer here. You can see it's updating, and it's updating about once every second. It is updating once every second, and we'll go through the code for that right now. Okay, so with our skeleton code, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to come down to our UI, and we're going to just create the text that we saw on the screen. So that's Simblee for mobile draw text. And we're going to give this a name. We'll call it text ID. A location on the screen. An initial value, because it's actually numeric, so we're not going to pass a string, we're going to pass an initial value, and it will not let us do 0. The compiler doesn't like it, doesn't know if you mean character 0 or a digit 0. So we'll give it 1. We'll give it the color cyan and nice large font size. And we'll do this on a black screen. Alright. We need to define that text ID variable up here. Create it. And then the only thing that's required for updating values in our user interface is going to show up here in the loop. But no, in the previous video, I think it's the previous video, we did update functions, and we're doing those updates based on events. This is not going to be an event. There's no, as you saw, the value is changing without me touching anything on the app. So it's not going to register an event on our screen. It's going to actually happen on a continuous time loop. So what we need to do is we need to basically say, we need to tell the Simblee that this app needs to be updatable. And the way that Simblee demonstrates that in their example code is here. We say Simblee, if Simblee for mobile dot updatable. And that says, hey, Simblee, I want you to be able to update your values without an event being called to do that. And actually, you can utilize that same call even with events, the Simblee for mobile updatable. But in this case, we're just going to do it up here in the loop. We're going to say, hey, Simblee for mobile, had it, update value. And what value are we going to update? We're going to update the text ID. And what value are we going to give it? We're going to give it an analog read on a given pin. So in the clip I showed you, we had a potentiometer between VCC and pin 2. And so we're going to call an analog read on pin 2. Now, I don't have a very... this potentiometer isn't giving me a very broad change in that analog reading. So I did some modification to that value. I said, take the analog read value, subtract 1,000, and then multiply by 4. And so that just gives us a larger dynamic range for that value to update. And at this point, once through the loop, it's going to read the potentiometer value on pin 2, and it's going to update it. That's going to happen really fast, and that's actually way faster than we want. Simblee is supposed to be a low power device, and if we're doing that continuously, we're not really utilizing the low power. So to make it more chill, to slow things down a little bit, we're going to do a Simblee for mobile. Oh, not quite. We're going to do Simblee ULP delay. And ULP delay is a function in the Simblee library that puts the Simblee to sleep. and we can define a macro here of seconds. We could also do days. I don't know if we can do minutes. We can do, I don't know, months. No months. But I think by default it's in milliseconds. So it's like the Arduino delay function. You know, we can just call 1,000 milliseconds as a second, but the delay function is not going to put it to sleep. Simblee UOP delay is going to put it to sleep. So we're going to say go to sleep for 1 seconds. Plural, of course. And I don't know if it's going to make a difference in the loop, but I'm going to put it after the process there. So there you go. This is the entirety of the code for that clip that I showed you earlier. We're going to set it to be updatable. We're going to update the value to the analog read on pin 2. We're going to Simblee for Mobile process that, which is required in all of our Simblee for Mobile applications. And then we're going to put the whole thing to sleep for a second, and then we're going to repeat. So if we upload that, you're going to see exactly what I showed you in the beginning of this tutorial. So actually that is all we've got. This is it. And you could update the text, you could update the Y, you could go back through and do all those update functions in the loop here. But this is a really convenient way to display sensor data. Anything that is changing in time and you don't want to necessarily have to press a button on your application to make it update. So that's all we've got. Thanks for watching this one, and I hope you'll come back for the next one. Thanks.